Likshadam kuna wing to psychorally the talk with Sorintan Howry we get episode welcome Salishidali Ajay Tuna. Interesting Salaka episode Yamruni Shitwaisa say ituna Tatia. Previous episode lay ituna Hablakai Muramaka Jia QNet Muramley ituna Chanpe Sakam Room Sampane Kala QNet had the operator lake ituna had the take with Junka Chanpe Sang Rumare Kala QNet Muramley ituna with Hamidala take a quiz Sampire Ajala. Chiwi continuation agasada ituna episode hi kurami lishidalaye aje itumili guess hi pangarazang milaga hi maramli chanpei sangrung fai sadle aje remikab tumli thada hangai jiwa aje shitang kuna wangmutila yarwi mi bingkai khala changle maram baba QNet hi international company agasada international organization agasada operates ada place obida ituna perspective in the day that yoma we quick wai sada plane and arwi ashi pangawe na ituna yoma we da na kuilaga ashuma alule of course ituna tangko na ping na sangda play guest ping ani itum chan pe salaga pathawe da peshi ko sampang re arijan in a remake of the ashi pangahile introduce samire kala itum chan pe hi moron da chatwa faisa se kala itum da tei dia ashuma kokobleva itum how I got a QNet maramli papata sampang already. All right, I've just gave my opening remarks to the viewers of my channel, and first of all, I would like to welcome the five of you, the five special guests on this special episode. I would like to welcome each and every one of you. First of all, I would like to introduce the five of you, and then I will be giving you your allotted time, and then we will continue with this discussion. All right, first of all, I would like to introduce Mr. Navid Bansal, who is an advocate. Currently, he is the representative of QNet and Vihan Distributors Association. He is the director at Navid Le Eagle OPC Private Limited and a certified law firm. He has been practicing law for more than 24 years, and initially 11 years into labor laws and then 13 plus years into corporate and other laws. He is currently practicing at the Supreme Court of India and High Court of India. Mr. Navid Bansal, welcome to the show. And also he is accompanied by Mr. Praneshwar Pisham and Mr. Pradeep Rawat, who is a representative of QNet. I welcome the two of you as well. And also Mr. Meo Kushung and Mr. Songjan Likam, who are distributors and consumers of QNet. Thank you all so much for being a part of this show. I have just addressed my viewers and also briefed them about our objective. And I would like to reiterate that the discussion which we are about to have is in the interest of the public. We would like to shed some lights on what QNet is and how it operates, the legality of QNet and all. So to get it started, I would like to give first of all the time to Mr. Navid Bansal. And Mr. Navid, just before I asked you the question, there has been a lot of accusation and allegations against QNet and its functioning, its style, its system. Some of them has labeled it as an illegal organization, a scam, or that it is not legal in India or other countries. There has been a lot of cases going on against QNet as well. There has been lots of confusion among the masses. So first of all, as an advocate, I would like you to take your time and then shed some light on what the Indian law says about the operation of QNet, the legality and the how QNet is operating in India under the Indian law. Kindly take your time.
See, to understand the legality of QNet or Vihan, or for that matter, any direct selling entity, the first and foremost thing that is to be understood is that in India, network marketing is legal. Marketing through referrals is legal. There is a government notification to that effect. I can share that document if you want. So there are two things here that we have to see. One is a direct marketing and one is a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, in India, there are multiple Ponzi schemes that are going on. So for that, to deal with all those Ponzi schemes, we have certain laws and regulations. The main being the Buds Act, the Chit Fund Act, Price Chit Money Circulation Scheme. So, and of course, SEBI and RBI also take care of all these Ponzi schemes. A Ponzi scheme is a scheme wherein a person gives money to become a part of a chain.
Okay.
There is no product. He gives money. The money is distributed among seniors. And the person who has given the money, he is told to bring two or three more persons. And then the money will go to that person will earn some money and other part of the money will go upwards. So that is a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
Unfortunately, because of these Ponzi schemes, because of the companies that run these Ponzi schemes, companies that are actually doing genuine business, they also get labeled as Ponzi schemes. But QNet and in India, Vihan, none of them is a Ponzi scheme. We sell products. QNet sells products. Vihan sells products. And the products are not sold off the shelf. It's not that you go into a shop and the shopkeeper makes a fool of you. He sells you a 20 rupees things for 2000 rupees. That's not possible. The entire sales on Vihan and Associates is totally online. You have to go to their website, just like Amazon or any website for that matter. Each and every product has its price quoted. You want it, take it. You don't want it, you don't take it. You feel it is costly, you feel it's not worth it, don't take it. But
Okay.
the there is no selling as such. There is no selling as such. There is no mis-selling. Rather, the word should be mis-selling. There is no mis-selling. You are shown a product, the price is fixed. Either you take it or you leave it. It is on the website. Nobody is coming to you. So that part, that way, and it was only because QNet and Vihan were clubbed with all those Ponzi. There were companies that were running Ponzi schemes. So QNet and Vihan were labeled with that. That these are also Ponzi schemes. But then, of course, there were some FIRs and some complaints also.
Yeah.
But then everything was stayed by the Honorable Supreme Court. The company went immediately to the Supreme Court saying that, see, we are not running a Ponzi scheme. We are selling products. This is our website. A detailed petition was filed, and all FIRs registered by the police and the ED, the Enforcement Directorate, all FIRs, all proceedings were stayed. They are still on stay.
Okay.
Supreme Court is going to the matter whenever it comes up, but as of now, the Supreme Court says no, this is not a Ponzi scheme. So all FIRs are stayed. There is an order that there cannot be any coercive action against QNet and Vihan now till the Supreme Court hears the petitions that are already before it.
Okay.
So that way, there's a kind of stamp. There's a kind of legal stamp that yes, all these schemes are all right. The business that is being done by Vihan, that is perfect. Moreover, Vihan, it's not that they started this business without getting registration.
Right.
I can share the document if you want. Whenever a company has to register itself in India for any business, they have to declare their business to the Government of India, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. They have to declare that what kind of business they are planning to do. And in the very first page of their memorandum of association, Vihan has clearly said that we are going to do business of multi-level marketing, the referral selling. They have clearly mentioned it in their memorandum of association, and then memorandum of association is now registered with the government of India. It's registered with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs.
Right.
And to remove all these wild guesses about all these wrong things that were going about network market. If you want, I can show you that document. Would
Please,
you
Navid,
like
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
that would be better
You
if
may
you
do
go
so.
into
And meanwhile, Mr. Navid Bansa, I'd like to ask you a supplementary question, which is,
Yes.
what are the complaints, the most complaints received from the consumers or from the, from those who join QNet? What are the most complaints received, and what are the, response from QNet given to them?
See, okay. The issue with that comes with QNet mostly is a person joins QNet, he becomes a distributor by purchasing certain products. Then he has to refer sell those products. He has to show those products to his own family members, friends, and try to sell those products. This is the business model of Vihan. This is what referral selling is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
purchase a product, I get authorized to sell these products now to anyone. If I am able to sell any product, I'll get commission. So
Yeah.
what I do is I buy certain products, I show them to my family, to my friends, And then once they feel that okay, fine, we can also purchase these products. These are good products. Then if they purchase the products, then I get commission. This is the business model of Vihan.
Okay.
Now what happens is, yeah, now what happens is that when a person purchases certain products, becomes a member of Vihan, and then he is unable to sell those products further, or his relatives or his friends to whomsoever he showcases the products, they don't show any kind of interest in those products. Or there is, of course, there is some negativity going on about the company and its business on internet. Someone comes, one of his relatives comes across some kind of website or YouTube video saying, oh, you are enrolled in Vihan, there is some problem with this company, there is some negativity. He also sees, and then he immediately becomes negative, and then he starts making all those kinds of false complaints. The issue here is, whenever a person joins, because the direct selling guidelines clearly say that whenever a person has to join a multi-level marketing company or a multi-level chain, then a proper legal agreement is required. He should be told each and every aspect of the business very clearly. So in line with those direct selling rules 2021, these rules were passed in 2021. So in line with those direct selling rules 2021, whenever a person wants to join this business, whenever a person purchases products that, I want to resell, I want to become a distributor, a detailed 4-page agreement is signed.
Okay.
That agreement contains each and everything as clearly as it could be, that you are becoming a distributor. There is not going to be any salary. This is not a job offer. You are going to get commission as per the commission payable by the company. This is the refund period. After this, within this period, you can take the refund. You can leave the business. After this period, you won't get the each and every. It's a three. I mean, first page is of course the stamp paper, but the rest of the 3 pages are as clear as it could be. Contains
Okay.
everything in detail.
Okay.
And until and unless a person signs that agreement, he cannot become a distributor. He is not
Right.
taken on board. But problem comes when these people are unable to sell.
Okay.
Then they
So
see
the
that
complaint
okay,
comes only
I
when the distributor fails to sell the products. So that is the complaint that QNet has been receiving. All right.
yes, yes. Once a distributor is able to sell products, when he is able to get some kind of commission, there is absolutely no complaint. There
Okay.
is absolutely no complaint. Then he becomes immediately extremely satisfied with the same business that is. We have seen complaints where people complain and then someone finds a referral person purchase, and then they say, "Oh, wow, this is a great business." We have seen people go
Okay.
back on their
All
complaint.
right.
So
All
this
right.
is what
So
happens. This is
yeah, just one last question on this topic. So if I mean, suppose I join QNet and then before I join QNet, am I being sold? I mean, do I join only, after making the payment? I mean, is there any kind of payment involved, or am I being sold some kind of products? Do I have to buy that first before I join? How does that work?
I think I'm not the right person to answer that question, because
All right.
that
I will
question would
ask
be answered by
Mr.
either Prashant or
Yeah,
Pradeep Rawat.
yeah. This is regarding the operation. I'm so sorry. You are from the legal team. All
Yes.
right, Mr. Navid Bansal. I will take the question to the next guest. But just before I move on, I would like to summarize what you have just said. In our discussion, you have just said that QNet is legal in India, and then the Supreme Court has stayed the order. I mean, of
No,
any
no,
kind
no,
of
no. QNet is
FIRs.
not in India.
I mean,
Wait,
in
sir,
India
please
operation,
let me
the
correct
operation in
you.
India, QNet's
The
operation in India.
operation is India is through a subsidiary. QNet itself is not in India.
Okay.
QNet is not in India. QNet operates only. QNet got into an agreement with a company called Vihan Direct Selling India Private
Right,
Limited,
right.
and so they have an exclusivity agreement. Now QNet cannot come into India. Now everything that has to be done in India will be done by Vihan.
Okay. So QNet is operating under Vihan. Is that what you're saying? According to our agreement.
Pardon?
QNet,
Please
QNet,
repeat.
yeah, QNet is operating in India under Vihan through their agreement.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
all right. Thank you so much. And then what you said earlier is, I mean, I would like to uh, just recapitulate it. Any person who wants to join, who wants to be a part of QNet, has to sign certain documents, a 4-page or 3 or 4 pages document. Only then he or she joins QNet. Right.
Right. I can share the
Okay.
screen now
fact-
if you
In
want.
fact, Mr. Haroy, that document you must see, that will help you understand how transparent the process is, and nothing has been hidden. You know,
Yeah. So this is one
Okay.
of the sample documents. I'm not. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is one of the sample documents. You see, it clearly says this is a direct selling, reselling, and multi-level marketing joining agreement.
Hmm.
The details of parties are there.
Okay. So is this
It
what
clearly
the
says
is this what the new joinee has to sign before being a part of
yes,
QNet?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
mandatory.
Okay.
Mandatory he has to sign this. It says that
Right.
it is as per this clause of the direct selling rules. It clearly says that. Then
Great. Great. So
the amount side,
uh-huh.
the amount is confirmed that what amount you have paid. That is also very
Okay.
clearly written.
Okay.
The refund period is given. Then it is only this. You can see this. There is no job offer.
Can
Very
you
clearly
kindly,
mentioned.
yeah, quickly get me through the refund, the refund period? What is the refund period? 30 days.
Yeah, you can see this.
Okay,
Yes,
great, great. Okay, so anyone who
very
joins
clearly
QNet
mentioned.
can get a refund within 30 days if he or she feels that he or she doesn't want to be a part of QNet. He
Correct.
has every right
Right.
to get
Yeah.
the refund. Okay,
Yes. The date is clearly mentioned. The person entered
yeah,
onto this agreement on this date. Everything is very clearly mentioned. It is as per
okay,
which particular laws, which particular rules. Until and unless a person signs this agreement on all four pages,
yeah.
he cannot join.
Right.
He cannot
All right.
join.
So, Mr. David, I think I've got the answer to what I asked earlier. And then, I mean, from the legal perspective, I think on paper, everything is done. I mean, as per the Indian law. So, I think there has to be no confusion. I mean, it's all written there. And the person who joined, signed, agreed to it, and then joined. On paper, I think it's all legal. I would like to go to the next guest to get to know about how QNet operates. You have briefly shared it, but I think we'll be able to get some more understanding from there. All right, Mr. Navid Bansal, thank you so much for shedding the lights on the legal perspective of QNet. I'd like to now come to Mr. Praneshwar. Yeah, you
If
have
I'm
the
not,
floor.
if I'm not required, if I'm not required, I should I leave? I may leave.
Yeah. If you have some other engagements, you may do so. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure
I do.
talking
I
to
do.
you.
I'm really
Hopefully, we
sorry.
can, have this kind of privilege some other time.
Thank you so
All
much.
Hello.
right.
Thank
Have
you,
a
sir.
good evening.
Just
Yeah.
can
Thank you. Thank you.
hello. Navik,
Yeah.
you
So
want
I would like to now continue the conversation by going forward to Mr. Pranesh Farsham. I was asking Mr. Navid, but then he's rightly said he was not the right person. I got confused with the team. Now we have cleared the legal part. We would like to now come back to how QNet operates. Most of with that. And what our people feels is that we have been, of course, shown with the paperwork and all those stuff, but then the system of how it operates is what confuses them. So we'd like to get some knowledge from you on how QNet operates. Like Navin said earlier, he said the purpose of the independent representatives is to sell this products. That is how it works. That is how he or she earns commission accordingly. So I would like to get to know from you how QNet actually operates. If it's not some people have been accusing QNet of being a Ponzi scheme, not the business model is being confused. So we'd like to hear from you how it operates, how it works actually in ground reality.
Harry, when like it's been quite a long number of years I've been with this industry, like almost 10 years, and technically, I used to be a software engineer, somebody
Okay.
who is well educated, and somebody who had a good exposure of multiple industries around, with good number of experiences. So when I started, of course, I did my own homework when I started years back, you know because it is very easy to get influenced and start, but it is not actually possible wherein with that influence alone I leave my job and get into it completely. Because leaving my job, I think, after 1 year I left my job and became a full timer. So of course I did my own homework and all this due diligence, understanding everything. Only then I shifted my career. because for somebody who belongs to a middle class, and shifting his career is not a easy decision. So if I made that decision, of course I did my homework, which of course we keep making people aware of. And if people understand that and they work hard towards it, so for
Yeah,
anybody, like us, making money, becoming successful, or upgrading his lifestyle becomes easier. Okay, but the confusion arises. It's not actually a confusion, but it's a confusion that has been created, as Mr. Navit was sharing. Like it's like entrepreneurship. It's like starting a business. I'm sure you're holding a YouTube channel, and if you're consistent, you'll make money through your channel. If you look for new contents every time, do your own R&D, and become
okay,
innovative, you'll make money. You
yeah.
just open up a YouTube channel. That
Mr.
doesn't ensure
Yeah,
YouTube
I'm
will pay
sorry to
you.
interrupt you, but let's talk about QNet straight away. Let's make it brief and short so
Yeah,
that people can
I'm coming there.
get the
I'm coming
knowledge
there.
from you.
So since this business involves referral sharing, referral selling, so of course when I signed up, I'll Pradeep is my friend. I'll tell him, "Ki, this is the business model. It has the potential to earn money. You can buy this product, become a part of it, and you can also become an entrepreneur. And tomorrow you can leave your job and become a full timer." So this is something which I communicate. And if he says yes, he comes to our portal. He buys his product. Okay, signs up with us. We give him certain trainings initially, because till now he has been working as an employee. Now he's working as a business owner, and then he kickstarts his setup. So that's how simple and plain operation is.
Okay.
But for that, like any other business model, law of average is applied. Like if I talk to 10 people, maybe two of them will agree to start with me, eight will say no.
Hmm.
Correct. And that demands an effort doing that, leaving your
Yeah.
own job, or maybe prioritizing it in a better way, and putting efforts towards it. Anybody does it, they make money. If I'm not ready to do that, I don't make money. So
Okay.
operation is very simple, Mr. Haroy. It's just a reference selling business model.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
when I talk
Mr.
to my friend,
Praneshwar, like you said, the business model is very simple. Just one question on that. Why do you think there are so many complaints and cases against QNet, if that's the case?
that's what I was covering. Before you would have asked me, I would have covered this. Because since it is about entrepreneurship, my success, my failure depends on me. If I work hard, I become successful. If I don't work hard, I fail. Today, nobody is willing to take that failure on themselves. If they fail, they blame platform. If they fail, they blame somebody who recommended them. They don't blame themselves. Kid, I didn't work hard. I was not consistent. They don't blame themselves. And when this suppose one person is blaming me or blaming somebody, second
Okay.
clubs up, third clubs up, and then all of them get a no, get a neutral feeling. Yes, all of us has been scammed or
Okay.
something. Correct. So it's about a association. The way we are positively associated, they are negatively associated. So
Okay.
that's the
So
reason
you meant to
behind
say
and
the yeah, you meant to say QNet is getting complaints just because the individual failed to work hard. Is that what you're
yeah,
trying to say? Okay, so
because
what's working hard?
yes,
What's
yes,
working hard in QNet? Is it selling the products of QNet, or is it getting some other referrals? What's exactly what does he or she have
both
to
are
do?
same thing.
Mhm.
Mr. Haroy, both are same thing.
Okay.
Suppose if I'm starting, I'm a software engineer. Tomorrow I have to become a salesman. you know
Okay.
I need to work on my communication skill. I need to work on myself. I want to sound as if somewhere you should find me capable enough of doing this business. These are soft skills that is needed, plus your effort, wherein required to convince people, or share the opportunities to multiple people. Of course, so efforts are required on all those areas, plus working out your knowledge for the company. So it's a new career altogether. So every effort that is needed for a new career, same efforts are needed over here as well. And that's an effort that counts. That's an effort I'm talking about.
Okay.
So if anybody willing and willing to change with that effort,
Okay.
platform is same. The way it worked out for me, it will work out for even for you if tomorrow if you start with us.
All right. So yeah,
I hope that answered the question.
one can become successful. If he or she works out according to the rules and regulations laid down by QNet. Is that what you're saying? If I get it right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct,
All right.
correct,
All right.
correct,
Thank you so much, Mr.
correct.
Praneshwar. Yeah, you have answered to the queries of most of the people people who are being, who wants to get more answers to how QNet operates. All right, thank you for that. I'd like to now jump to Mr. Pradeep.
Mr. Hari, I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
add, if somebody is dissatisfied, and he raises a refund within 30 days,
Mhm.
there is no case wherein company would have denied the refund. There's no
Right,
case, no exception.
right. I
It's a,
think,
it's a
yeah,
support center.
that is, yeah, that is something which is lacking in the knowledge of most of the people. I think they, I think, are not aware of the refund policy, or they might have failed to take a look at the paper which was presented to them to sign before joining. I think, yeah, that is a new and information which is essential, I think. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, Praneshwar. I'd like to now jump to Mr. Pradeep Rawat. Pradeep, Mr. Paneshwar has shared his experience with QNet. He has been with QNet for past so many years. I would like to now get your experience on how this operates and how do you handle all these queries and accusations or allegations which has been coming to QNet. Your personal experience, please.
Yes, Mr. Haroy, my name is Pradeep, and it's been almost 8 years since I started this business, right? Even I'm from corporate background. I did my MBA from one of the finance management institute, got placed in another, one of the MNC only,
Okay.
working there as a business analyst. My profile was to analyze things. So when I started this business, right, trust me, the person who referred me, right, we hardly have ever conversation. We hardly interacted with each other, right? And I started this business initially. Yes, even I went through that thick and thin, whether I should do this or I should not, right? Whether it is a right platform or wrong. And then there is always a suggestion from someone else, right? In India, it's like piece of advice you get from everybody, like free of cost, right? So while you are traveling, somebody will give you a piece of advice, whether you should or you should not, isn't it? So that's exactly happened in my part also. But the best thing, which I feel that maybe I was fortunate enough that I was an analyst, so I was able to analyze things. I did my own R&D. I, verified things through my own sources, and then there are, with the help of internet also, we can, if you have that from where to get the right details, right? And then I did file an RTI also. I keep on saying this thing,
Okay.
right? To get the right information from the government side also, right? And from different authorities, and with the help of Google and other access also, right? And then because I was from a background where we were given certain tools and techniques, from with the help of those tools and techniques, we could have, we could verify things. So I did verify things from there also, right?
Okay.
And then I found this platform is like genuine, legal, and working ethically. As far as ethics are concerned, that depends on the individual, isn't it? All right. It has nothing to do with the company. Company has certain rules and SOPs. If you are following it, you are good to go. But if you are not following it, then company is not doing something unethical. It's the individual, isn't it? So in my part, one thing I realized, that if I follow the path which is being shown by the seniors of the company, right, in terms of SOPs or whatever it is, then I'm sure I'll make it, isn't it? And that decision I took, and that's how I started. Now,
Okay.
you are saying that there are certain complaints which comes from people, and then I mean, as a whole, from community people, and here and there. Then I must say that from my own observation only, I think people from let's say any part of India, either from villages or let's say outskirt area, right, or from cities also, we are tend to work for someone else, the way we are brought up, right? Okay. So I was brought up, I would, the way I did my schooling and then my college. Throughout my academics, the only thing which was drilled in my head, to work for someone, isn't it? And when I got this opportunity, I found it very strange, because for the first time in my life, I had to work for myself, isn't it? Before that, I was working for somebody, so I was a salaried person. But for the first time, somebody said that if you do, you know these set of activities consistently, again I
Okay.
repeat, consistently, right?
Okay.
So you will you will be able to make this much of amount, money or health or whatever it is, right? Wealth or whatever it is, right? At the same time, you can contribute in somebody's growth also. So
All right.
initially I found it very suspicious and uncomfortable, because by then I was always working for someone, and then they was paying me some salary. But for the first time, I was working for myself. I was getting that profit amount. All right. At the
Mhm.
same time, I was able to train, teach that same skill to the others also, right? Okay.
Okay.
So I think people from who comes from let's say any background or any sort of city, irrespective from any place, right? I think we get influenced very easily, isn't it? You understand? He can
Okay.
influence
Yeah,
influence
I got
very
it. I'm
easily.
sorry to interrupt you, but Mr. Pradeep, what is it that you exactly do to succeed in this particular business? What practically what you exactly did? Can you share that?
Understood. Understood. I think there's no secret than consistency. If you are consistent, you are perfect. All right.
Yeah.
And
What do
consistency
you have to
means
do
we have our
consistently?
yes, yes. Consistency means set of activities you have to do, and then set of books you get so that you can grab that knowledge. Also, you can understand the industry, also the company, also. All right, and of course the laws also. Right. There are people who are blaming us, putting allegations on us, but they do not know the law. Right. They don't know the law. Right. And let's say somebody from a different city or place, now he or she is manipulating me, and I'm believing on that person on the fact, on basis of the fact which even if I do not know. Right. You understand?
Okay.
Somebody is manipulating me, but even I'm not able to check out the facts because I did not do my own homework. You understand?
Okay.
So in this business, the first thing individual has to do, all right, the moment you start it, understand the industry, all right, understand the business, understand the company, and the moment you will get to know that company is legal,
Okay.
business is genuine, even the government is
Yeah.
promoting this
Um,
industry. Do you
yeah,
know?
Pradeep,
Even the
I
government
got
bodies are
what you're
promoting this
saying.
industry.
Yeah, you
Would
are,
like to answer, Mr.
wait, just one
Roy?
moment, just one
Some
moment. I mean, it's been circling around, so we just want to get straight to the point. What is it? What is the business? What
something
do the,
which is
the independent representatives have to exactly do in order to succeed? What are their, the exact work they have to do?
All right, all right,
Not
all right.
about all this, which has
Okay,
been
show
understood,
presentation, Mr.
the
Roy.
motivation speech
understood.
and all. Not
All
that
right,
part, but
understood.
the practical work which he or she has to do.
Understood, understood,
Yeah, just mention
understood.
that, please.
Let's talk about presentation.
I, as a owner, I started a business. All right, whether it is QNet or any business, right? The first thing any owner does to expand their business, it means I have to introduce my business to others. All
Yeah.
right, and that's exactly happens in every businesses, right? That's what exactly you have to do here also. But here people make one mistake: they introduce the business, but without knowing their own business. All right, and maybe in that case there are some false commitment, or let's say even the other person doesn't know, so he goes like emotionally here and there, this and that,
Okay.
without
So
knowing
you
the
mean to
fact.
say the main purpose is to recruit another person to join the company? Is that what the IRs have to do? Is that the
Uh,
basic?
uh,
Yeah,
Mr.
please,
Roy,
you
I'll
answer.
answer
Yeah,
it clearly.
yeah, sure, sure.
Because I'm getting question.
Yeah.
It's about showing the presentation, showing business
Okay.
plan, to more and more people. Business plan as in, wherein I'm going to Songacha and telling him, "Ki, bro, this is a product you should buy, and with this product you'll get this benefit. And tomorrow when you refer, this is a compensation plan, this is a mathematics, this is a number, this is how it works. It leads to this so and so number in due course of time. Compounding works. This entire presentation. So there is a full presentation that I go keep showing to others. If I show presentation to 10 people, maybe two say yes, it might not say yes, and they sign up, and further I keep doing it. So it's about selling a product, with a
Okay.
compensation plan along with that, so that it empowers it gives, taking yes
Okay.
from the customers. That's
So
the
the
main thing
system
sales
is,
strategy.
yeah. So the system is made in such a way that you sell products and then you introduce new people, and then is that how you earn and continue? Is that the process?
It
Okay.
becomes a distributor along with you.
Yeah. All right. All right. That is okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. That
I hope
is
I
something. Yeah. That is something which is very important for all of us to know. That is how we understand the company, how it works, and thank you so much for shedding the lights on that. Mr. Praneshwar and Mr. Pradeep, it's been a pleasure talking to the two of you. You have shared which most of I mean, our people is been, willing to know or being confused or, have been yearning to know more about the company. Thank you so much. And now I would like to continue the discussion with Mr. Liao and Mr. Songchan in our dialect. And hopefully, in the days to come, we can have more of such a discussion in the days to come as well, because this is a company which is growing, I think. So there might be a need for us to discuss more in depth on how it works. All right. Thank you so much once again. Hopefully, we can see you in the next episode.